Proverbs 23:24 says, "The father of the righteous shall greatly rejoice, and he that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him." The truly wise child is a rarity in any age. But in these last days, there are influences and pressures that previous generations of children never had to face. For example, girls were allowed to be girls. They would play with dolls, play house, and only in rare abusive situations were they ever sexualized at young ages. But that's pretty typical these days. And little girls like getting dirty and playing with trucks and doing things with their brothers. And they rarely had a teacher or even other kids whispering in their ears telling them they're lesbian or they're a boy in a girl's body. But today, in the same way, boys, I've always heard other boys talk dirty and offer clippings out of porn magazines and pin-ups and that sort of thing. But it was on rare occasions when my dad was growing up. Access was much more rare to that kind of thing, and sodomites were all in the closet and rarely seen or heard of in his day. My generation, it got a little worse. We had VHS videos, satellite porn thrown in front of us. Hollywood and the entertainment world began pushing the alternate lifestyle thing and pretended that AIDS was not almost exclusively the disease of sodomites, prostitutes and their johns, or intravenous drug users, with only a small number getting HIV by other means. Meanwhile, the Pride LGB movement was kicking into high gear in the 80s, but that was, 40 years ago. Now, fast forward, even when parents are vigilant, their children are subject to much worse than my generation was, and especially what my dad was. On top of that, most children don't have vigilant parents protecting them, and they're accessing wickedness, porn, alternative lifestyles, LGB with the added TQ plus perversions on the internet and in school, friends, specifically on social media on the internet, the entertainment cult, and even all these apostate churches and their youth grooming ministries. So what's a parent to do? Well, our text says, "He that begetteth a wise child shall have joy of him." I believe a parent must speak plainly, clearly, and biblically to their children from an early age and lay out the truth and error for them to understand. And you do that consistently and persistently, and pray. Live as an example. Keep them in a biblically legit and doctrinally sound local church if you can. Surround them with other good influences as much as possible. And then you'll find out if you've gotten a wise child or not. It'll come down to choices. Even most preachers who have children find this out. Billy Sunday, the great evangelist between World War I and World War II, had 3 sons, and not one of them made a public profession of faith in Jesus Christ. All 3 were drunks. The youngest son, Paul, sadly died in a tragic crash while serving as a civilian test pilot for the U.S. Navy. But the middle child, named after his father, reportedly died in a car accident while driving drunk. And the eldest son, George, killed himself. Billy took the blame because he was absent so much as a preacher, but the fact is Billy and his wife Helen, who was known affectionately as Ma Sunday and referred to by Billy as simply Nell, they raised their boys in a safe home with biblical instruction. Those boys were simply not wise. They chose foolishness, they chose drunkenness, and they evidently rejected Jesus Christ. I hope one or all are in heaven, but that's not what the record shows. Whether it's Billy Sunday, Greg Miller, or fill in the blank with your name, you can only provide opportunity for your children. You can't force them to choose wisely. But if your child does choose wisely, it'll give you joy. But never forget, it is the wisdom of the God of the Bible. Our only role is to teach and demonstrate that wisdom. He alone deserves credit and glory for any wise children or wise parenting. As we read back in Proverbs 2:6, "For the Lord giveth wisdom. Out of his mouth cometh knowledge and understanding."